Do you ever wonder how much time you really have left after 70? Every year feels more precious, and your body is already giving you clues about your future. Some people in their 70s are sharp, strong, and full of energy, while others slow down, battling fatigue and health problems. What's the difference? Science says it comes down to 7 key signs, subtle but powerful predictors of longevity. And the best part? Most of them are within your control. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you stand and how to add more vibrant years to your life. Let's dive in, starting with sign number 1. Sign 1, your walking speed. Let me introduce you to two neighbors, Joe and Frank, both celebrating their 75th birthdays this year, both living in the same retirement community, but walking through their golden years at completely different speeds. Joe starts every morning like clockwork, laces up his well-worn walking shoes at 7 a.m. sharp. You'll see him moving through the neighborhood with purpose, arms swinging naturally, taking the community center stairs 2 at a time without even gripping the rail. His steady rhythm and upright posture make him look a decade younger. The other residents joke that Joe still walks like a man with somewhere to be. Frank, on the other hand, well, Frank's walks tell a different story. Where Joe moves with fluid confidence, Frank now shuffles cautiously. That quick stride he once had has gradually slowed to a hesitant gait. He stops frequently to catch his breath, grips the handrail tightly when climbing stairs, and needs a moment to steady himself after standing up. What's most concerning? Frank just assumes this is normal aging, but his body is actually sending him urgent warning signs. Here's what most people don't realize. Your walking speed after 70 isn't just about mobility. It's one of the most powerful predictors of longevity that science has identified. Groundbreaking research from Harvard Medical School followed thousands of seniors for over a decade and found that walking speed was a better indicator of lifespan than blood pressure, cholesterol levels, or even family history. Why does something as simple as walking pace matter so much? Because it acts like a real-time diagnostic tool for your entire body. Your heart. A strong, steady pace shows your cardiovascular system can efficiently deliver oxygen. Your muscles. Fluid movement proves you're maintaining crucial muscle mass. Your brain. Coordination and balance reflect healthy neural connections. Your bones. A confident stride suggests good joint and skeletal health. The frightening truth? When walking speed declines, it's often the first visible sign that multiple systems are weakening, sometimes years before other symptoms appear. But here's the good news. Unlike genetic factors, this is one longevity predictor you can actually improve at any age. Test yourself. Time a 10-foot walk. If it takes more than 3 seconds, start today. Short walks, heel-toe exercises, even dancing, small improvements equals big gains. Sign 2, grip strength. Let me tell you about two remarkable men, Robert and Walter. Both 78 years young, but living very different realities when it comes to simple, everyday strength. Robert has what doctors call a vice-like grip. When he shakes your hand, you can feel the power in his fingers. At his last checkup, he clocked in at 35 kilos of grip strength on the dynamometer, putting him in the top 10% for his age. He still opens stubborn pickle jars for his neighbors, carries all his groceries in one trip, and even enjoys woodworking in his garage. His secret? He's maintained this strength through simple daily habits we'll share later. Then there's Walter. Same age, but a very different story. Where Robert's hands feel like steel cables, Walter's have gradually weakened to where he struggles with basic tasks. The jar of pasta sauce that used to twist open easily now requires a special gadget. His handshake has gone from firm to what his grandkids teasingly call the dead fish. What Walter doesn't realize is that this isn't just about convenience. It's his body sending an urgent warning signal. Here's what groundbreaking research tells us. Grip strength isn't just about hand muscles. It's one of the single most powerful predictors of how long and how well you'll live. A massive study published in The Lancet tracking 140,000 adults across 17 countries found that grip strength was a better predictor of mortality than systolic blood pressure. Let that sink in. Your handshake predicts your lifespan better than your blood pressure reading. Why does this matter so much? because your grip acts like a living biopsy of your entire body's health. It reflects overall muscle mass, critical for metabolism and mobility, signals neurological health, IM, nerve function and coordination, indicates bone density, weak grip often means weaker bones, correlates with heart health, vascular efficiency. The most startling finding, every 5 kg decrease in grip strength translates to a 16% higher risk of death from any cause. That means if Walter's grip has declined from 30 kilos to 20 kilos over the past decade, his mortality risk has potentially increased by 32%. But here's the empowering truth Walter needs to hear. Unlike genetic factors, grip strength can be improved at any age through simple, targeted exercises. In fact, a University of Michigan study showed seniors who did basic grip training for just 10 minutes a day saw significant strength gains in 6 weeks, gains that translated to better overall health markers. That's why geriatric specialists now call grip strength the vital sign you've never heard of, a simple, measurable indicator that could add years of active, independent living. So the next time you struggle with a jar lid or notice your handshake isn't what it used to be, remember, it's not just about your hands, it's about your future. Try this. Squeeze a tennis ball 3 times a day. Use hand grippers. Carry groceries. Strong hands equals strong body. Comment number 2 if you've noticed changes in your grip. Be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss our new videos. Sign 3, balance. Meet Carol and Nancy, 2 vibrant 72-year-olds who reveal one of medicine's most surprising longevity secrets through a simple morning ritual. Every day after breakfast, Carol moves to her sunlit patio for what she calls her flamingo time, standing tall on one leg while brushing her teeth. With serene focus, she holds the pose effortlessly for 30 seconds on each side, her body as steady as the ancient oak in her backyard. This simple act, she's convinced, keeps her feeling decades younger than her birth certificate suggests. Across town, Nancy attempts the same test while waiting for her morning coffee to brew. But after just 5 seconds of wobbling, she grabs the countertop for support, dismissing it as just getting older. What Nancy doesn't realize is that this fleeting moment of imbalance speaks volumes about her future health prospects. Groundbreaking research published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine reveals something extraordinary. The ability to stand on one leg for 10 seconds predicts longevity more accurately than many standard medical tests. In their study of 1,700 older adults, those who failed this simple balance test had an 84% higher risk of dying within the next decade. But here's what's truly fascinating, balance isn't just about preventing falls, though that's crucial. It's actually a real-time diagnostic tool your body provides for 3 critical systems. Your brain's wiring. Maintaining balance requires millisecond communication between your inner ear, eyes, and brain. When this falters, it can signal early neurological changes. Muscle coordination. The micro-adjustments needed to stand on one leg reveal how well your fast-twitch muscle fibers are functioning, the same fibers that prevent dangerous falls. Vascular health. A 23 Johns Hopkins study found poor balance correlates with reduced blood flow to the brain's balance centers. Carol's daily practice does more than strengthen her ankles. It's essentially giving her nervous system a tune-up. Meanwhile, Nancy's struggle may indicate what neurologists call silent strokes, tiny areas of brain damage that often go unnoticed until it's too late. The hopeful news? Balance can be regained at any age through Tai Chi's flowing movements, single leg stands, start holding a chair, heel-toe walking, yoga's tree pose. As geriatric specialist Dr. Emma Langley puts it, that unsteady moment when you pull on pants, that's your body's check engine light. The question isn't whether you'll pass or fail the balance test today, it's whether you'll act on what it's telling you. Practice daily, brush teeth on one leg, walk heel to toe, try Tai Chi, balance equals longevity. Sign 4, sleep quality. Meet Henry and Bill, 2 68-year-old retirees whose nighttime routines reveal startling truths about longevity. While they live just blocks apart, their sleep quality places them on completely different aging trajectories. Henry follows what sleep researchers call the golden rhythm, drifting off effortlessly at 10 p.m. and waking naturally at 5 a.m., his 7 hours of sleep as regular as the tides. His mornings begin with clear-eyed alertness, his body humming with energy that lasts throughout the day. What Henry doesn't realize is that this healthy sleep pattern is quietly repairing in his cells, consolidating memories, and washing away the neurological toxins that accelerate aging. Bill's nights tell a different story. Like clockwork, he jolts awake every 90 minutes. 2:17 a.m., 4:03 a.m., his sleep fractured like a cracked mirror. By morning, he's drained before his feet hit the floor, relying on triple-shot coffees to jumpstart his foggy brain. He assumes this is just part of getting older, but cutting-edge science reveals a darker truth. His restless nights are essentially fast-forwarding his biological clock. Groundbreaking research from Stanford's Sleep Center shows that fragmented sleep isn't merely inconvenient. It actively accelerates aging at the cellular level. Here's how: the brain detox crisis. During deep sleep, your brain's lymphatic system flushes out beta amyloid proteins, the same toxins linked to Alzheimer's. Poor sleep means these toxins accumulate like uncollected garbage. A 2023 study found just one night of disrupted sleep increases beta amyloid by 30%. The telomere effect. Your chromosome's protective caps, telomeres, shorten with age, but poor sleep accelerates this process dramatically. Women with chronic insomnia in a UC San Francisco study had telomeres equivalent to someone 10 years older. Metabolic mayhem. When the Mayo Clinic monitored senior sleep, they discovered those with disrupted cycles had 72% higher insulin resistance, essentially putting them on the fast track to diabetes, regardless of diet. The frightening part? Most people adapt to poor sleep quality, not realizing they're operating at 40% cognitive capacity. But the hopeful news is that sleep architecture can be rebuilt at any age through temperature tuning, keeping bedrooms at 65 degrees, the ideal for melatonin release. Light anchoring, 10 minutes of morning sunlight to reset circadian rhythms. The 90-minute rule, waking at the end of sleep cycles using apps like Sleep Cycle. As sleep scientist Dr. Rebecca Robbins warns, every hour of lost sleep is like taking out a high-interest loan from your future health. For Bill, the solution isn't sleeping pills. It's recognizing that quality sleep isn't a luxury, but the most powerful anti-aging treatment known to science. Fix it, no screens 1 HR before bed. Sleep in a cold room, 10 a.m. sunlight resets your clock. Comment number 4 if sleep's been a struggle. Be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss our new videos. Sign 5, appetite. Margaret, 74, wakes up hungry. She savors her morning oatmeal with berries, looks forward to her afternoon soup, and still cooks hearty dinners. Roasted chicken, steamed vegetables, a slice of sourdough. Food tastes good, and her steady appetite keeps her energized. Her doctor isn't worried about her weight. It's been stable for years. Then there's Susan, also 74. She used to love baking pies, but lately nothing sounds appetizing. She picks at meals, forgets to eat, and her favorite dishes just don't taste the same. Over the past year, she's lost 10 pounds without trying, and her family keeps saying, "You look great." But her doctor is concerned. Because here's the truth: an unintentional weight loss after 70 is a medical red flag. It's not just aging. It's often the first visible sign of muscle loss or sarcopenia. After 70, losing just 5% of body weight doubles your risk of frailty. Muscle burns calories, so less muscle means even less appetite, creating a dangerous cycle. Depression or cognitive decline. The brain controls hunger signals. When seniors have interest in food, it can signal early dementia or depression. Studies show 30% of older adults with appetite loss meet criteria for depression. Underlying disease. Unplanned weight loss can be an early symptom of cancer, thyroid issues, or heart failure, conditions that often go unnoticed in seniors until it's too late. What you can do if you or a loved one notice: clothes fitting looser without dieting, skipping meals because nothing sounds good, food tasting off, a possible sign of zinc deficiency or neurological changes. Act fast. Track weight weekly. A 5% loss in 6 months warrants a doctor's visit. Boost calorie density. Add nut butters, olive oil, or protein shakes. Check medications. Many pills, like blood pressure drugs, suppress appetite. The good news? Appetite can rebound with the right care. One study found seniors who added just 300 extra calories a day, like a handful of nuts plus Greek yogurt, reversed muscle loss in 8 weeks. So if food doesn't bring joy like it used to, don't brush it off. Your appetite isn't just about hunger. It's your body's way of telling you how much future it has left. Eat small, frequent meals. Prioritize protein, eggs, fish. Flavor food with herbs. Taste buds fade. Sign 6. Stress resilience. Meet John and Richard, two men in their early 70s facing the same retirement community plumbing crisis, but reacting in ways that science says may add or subtract years from their lives. John discovers his bathroom flooded at 6 a.m. After a deep breath, he methodically places towels around the leak, calls maintenance, and brews his morning tea while waiting. By noon, the problem's fixed and forgotten. His blood pressure never spiked. His sleep won't suffer tonight. Richard? He's still fuming 3 days later. He replays the inconvenience constantly, complains to neighbors, lies awake imagining future disasters. His muscles stay tense, his jaw clenched. Unknowingly, he's activating what endocrinologists call the senescence cascade, where chronic stress literally rewires an aging body. The telomere time bomb, groundbreaking research from Nobel laureate Elizabeth Blackburn, reveals how stress biologically ages us. Every episode of sustained anger-fear shortens telomeres, the protective caps on DNA, equivalent to 11 years of cellular aging. Cortisol floods from adrenal glands, weakening immune function. University of California found stressed seniors had 50% weaker flu vaccine response. Brain shrinkage. Harvard MRIs show stressed adults lose memory center volume 2x faster. But John's secret isn't magic. Neuroscience confirms simple, trainable habits. Build stress resilience. The 4-7-8 breath. Inhale, 4 sec, hold 7, exhale, 8. Resets fight or flight response, gratitude journaling. UCLA study participants lowered inflammation markers 28% in 8 weeks. 5-minute rule. After venting, Richard could ask, will this matter in 5 months? Most stressors won't. The choice that defines aging. And as geriatrician Dr. Amit Patel observes, 2 patients, same age, same health, but that's the one who practices emotional buoyancy will typically outlive the chronic worrier by a decade. Stress management isn't wellness fluff, it's survival physiology. Richard can still change his trajectory. When the next frustration comes, will he let it wash over him like John? Because telomeres can actually lengthen again, but only when the stress cycle breaks. Breathe. 4-7-8 method. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8. Laugh daily, it's medicine. Comment number 6 if stress hits you hard. Be sure to subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss our new videos. Sign 7, social connections. The hidden killer no one talks about. How social connections rewire your longevity. Eleanor, 78, burst into her weekly book club meeting, hugging friends before settling into her favorite armchair. For the next 2 hours, she debates mystery plots, shares childhood stories, and belly laughs until her cheeks hurt. Unbeknownst to her, these interactions are activating a powerful biological cascade. Oxytocin surges, reduce inflammation linked to Alzheimer's. Mental stimulation from discussions builds cognitive reserve. Laughter triggered endorphins, strengthen immune cells. Across town, Barbara, 77, sits alone in her silent apartment. Again, the phone hasn't rung in days. Her last real conversation was with the grocery cashier. She tells herself she prefers solitude, but her body tells a different story. Cortisol levels remain chronically elevated. Blood pressure averages 15 points higher than Eleanor's. White blood cell activity mirrors someone fighting illness. The shocking science of loneliness. A landmark Brigham Young University meta-study, 340,000 plus participants, found loneliness increases mortality risk by 26%, equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. Social isolation hikes heart disease risk by 29%. Poor relationships impact lifespan more than obesity or sedentary living. Neurologically, isolation is literal brain starvation. MRIs show smaller hippocampus volumes, memory center, in lonely seniors. Faster amyloid plaque accumulation, say linked to Alzheimer's. Why Eleanor's book club is her secret weapon. Cognitive cross-training, analyzing plots, exercises executive function like a brain workout. Emotional vaccination. Regular laughter lowers stress hormones by 40%, Stanford study. Tribe effect. Simply feeling part of a group reduces perceived pain, Oxford research. Breaking the isolation cycle. Even small connections spark biological benefits. Pet therapy, 15 minutes with a dog raises oxytocin. Legacy interviews. Recording of life stories for family activates purpose. Micro moments. A 5-minute grocery chat counts. Gerontologist Dr. Linda Fried's verdict, social connection isn't just happiness. It's a biological necessity on par with nutrition. The most isolated seniors experience cellular aging equivalent to accelerated biological aging. Barbara doesn't need 100 friends, just one meaningful connection to begin reversing these effects. That could start today with calling an old coworker, joining a senior center watercolor class, volunteering to read to shelter pets. Because while Eleanor's book club debates fictional mysteries, the real-life mystery is why more people don't recognize isolation as the silent health crisis of aging, and how simple fixes can add years of vibrant life. Call one friend today, join a club. Even pets boost longevity. These 7 signs aren't fate, they're a wake-up call. The choice is yours. Ignore them, or act now and add years to your life. Start today. Walk 10 minutes and call a friend. Stand on one leg. Small steps equal big rewards. Which sign surprised you? Comment below. Like this video if it helped. Subscribe for more science-backed tips and share with someone you care about. Here's to living longer, stronger, and happier at any age. See you in the next video.